Republican voters see you as less and less electable. What do you say to that analysis?
Well, I don't think it's true. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean,
And that's the sound of DeSantis advisors screaming, "No, don't say pudding." You were only reminding everybody about this.
He would sit in meetings and eat in front of people, always like a starving animal who has never eaten before, getting stuff everywhere. According to two sources familiar with the incident, during a private plane flight 4 years ago, DeSantis enjoyed a chocolate pudding dessert by eating it with 3 of his fingers.
Naturally, as soon as that report came out, a Trump PAC pounced.
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong.
No.
And we're not just talking about pudding. DeSantis has his dirty fingers all over senior entitlements, like cutting Medicare, slashing Social Security, even raising our retirement age. Tell Ron DeSantis to keep his pudding fingers off our money. Oh, and somebody get this man a spoon.
Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
Now, thanks to the latest mention of pudding by the Florida governor himself, the internet is on fire. Keith Olbermann, Ron DePudding, and his effing fingers are in the effing pudding. That's what's in the pudding. Ron DeSantis, great. Now I've got to change my handle again. Hashtag Ron DePudding. Schoolie, he owns the pudding lane. Might as well drive it. But smash it might be a better phrase. The DeSantis pudding line came in the same interview that produced this headline. Worst answer I've ever heard. Republican buries DeSantis' response to question about Trump crimes. Here is that DeSantis CNN exchange.
If Jack Smith has evidence of criminality, should Donald Trump be held accountable?
so here's the problem. This country is going down the road of criminalizing political differences, and I think that's wrong. Alvin Bragg
stretched the statute in Manhattan to be able to try to target Donald Trump. Most people, even people on the left, acknowledge if that wasn't Trump, that case would not have likely been brought against a normal civilian. And so you have a situation where Department of Justice, FBI, have been weaponized against people they don't like. And the number one example of that happened to be against Donald Trump with the Russia collusion. That was not a legitimate investigation. That was being done to try to drive Trump out of office. And so what I've said as president, my job is to restore a single standard of justice, to end weaponization of these agencies. We're going to have a new FBI director on day one. We're going to have big changes at the Department of Justice.
I don't think it serves us good to have a presidential election focused on what happened 4 years ago.
I spent a part of that for your benefit, trust me. Anyway, here's the Republican critique.
Jake's question was, if Jack Smith has evidence of criminality, should Donald Trump be held accountable?
All due respect, that was the worst answer I've ever heard to that question. It's very simple. I don't care.
Don't hold back.
I don't care about Donald Trump's legal future. That's his problem. He had his chance and he screwed up. He lost to Joe Biden.
The GOP strategist said DeSantis should then talk about the governor's conservative record, but instead, DeSantis spent nearly 2 minutes meandering about the justice system when the question was straightforward. The bottom line is that Ron DeSantis is not ready for national politics. His campaign, his communication style, and his talking points continue to be a disaster. There has been some chatter among Republicans in Florida that DeSantis should perhaps drop out now, rather than get creamed by Donald Trump and set back any DeSantis prospects 4 years from now. But I hope DeSantis stays in. Between the governor's awkward speaking style and messy eating habits, his campaign is a running joke. Social media gets it, polls show Republican voters get it, and for everybody except Governor DeSantis, this implosion has been, pardon the pudding pun, a feast. Terrible. By the way, while Donald Trump keeps leading in the polls, his MAGA followers keep stumbling over their own ignorance.
To think that a child of 5 or 6 can determine that they want to be a boy because they're a girl, or they're a girl and they want to be a boy, and that the state or wherever they're living has the right to put them through transformation or transition, and the parents don't have a say.
That's not happening. That isn't happening. I mean, like no. There are people talking about it, but there's no sort of political movement to make it happen for 5 and 6-year-olds.
Oh, yeah?
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.